The new Forager XL. It's very much like the Forager normal, except it's extra large. So with the Forager XL, you get our new 7x7 magnet assembly, as opposed to the original Forager's 4.5x4.5 assembly. Now, previously, according to everything else on the market, 4.5x4.5 is a lot bigger than anything else you can buy from any of our competitors. So that's already the biggest offered on the market. But if you look at the two forklifts behind me, it looks perfectly fine on this little 6,600 pound Toyota. This is a normal forklift. This is what everybody has around. But there are people out there with big monsters like this. So this is a 14,000 pound forklift. And if you stuck that little original Forager on here, it would look just dinky. It's not gonna look right. And when you tend to have a bigger forklift like this, you tend to work on harsher terrain, rougher conditions. So you kind of want to mount the magnet a little bit higher. So that's where the 7x7 comes from. So this magnet here will pick up a nail from 12 inches. We just tested it yesterday. So if you hang the bottom of this sleeve 12 inches off the ground, it'll pick up a 2.5 inch nail. Whereas so you can, have it set at 4 to 6 inches sweeping height, which is plenty of ground clearance for any forklift. And then we got the original Forager, which picks up a nail from 8.5 inches. So you got to hang it a little bit lower. I think we recommend, 1 to 4 inches, somewhere around there. So you can really jack this thing way up off the ground and still collect a lot of debris. But essentially it is the same unit. It's not exact same in appearance, as there are some modifications we had to do to make it work to accommodate for the bigger size, but it essentially has all the same features as the original Forager. So with that, you get your adjustable height, which is just a little screw jack type deal. You got your impact protection with the aluminum sleeve. It swings, so if you hit something going this way, it'll swing out, or you can set it to go the other way, or both. So it'll swing either way if you hit things. And it's got this kind of a jump mechanism type thing, so if you really bottom out on something, it'll just jack it up, and then it'll come back down rather than ripping it off the back of your forklift. So the reason for this thing, like I said before, is just bigger and badder forklifts people come out with, and they say, hey, we need something strong, we're in a really rough yard, we need to be able to pick up nails, we're getting flats, that sort of thing. And they wanted something bigger than the Forager, the original Forager. So that's why we got the new Forager XL. A couple main standouts compared to the original is obviously the size. So I'm about 6'2", and this thing is up to my chest when it's on the back. If it's on the ground, it's about here. This thing looks like half the size. So this whole unit, this is the 31-inch model, it weighs 430 pounds, just about. And this thing weighs just about 135 pounds. So that's your difference. And they're both similar width. That's a 32 Forager original, 31-inch Forager XL. And it's a 300-pound difference. So that just accounts for bigger steel, way more magnet, and everything's got to be reinforced. When you go bigger, everything's got to get thicker. So this is going to be probably a little bit overkill for most normal forklifts. You got a little 6,600 pound guy you're driving around, 5,000 pound forklifts, indoor forklifts, probably a little bit overkill. But if you got something big like this, or an outdoor forklift, a big off-road forklift with the 4-wheel drive, this is going to be what you want. Like I said, it'll pick up a nail from 12 inches up, so you can set it at 6 inches and still have a really effective pickup height and pickup rate of collecting any metal that you're trying to get. And because it's such a big magnet, you can use it to pick up really big metal. You don't have to worry about like missing it because it's heavy. It's a really strong magnet. The field around it is huge, and it's going to pick up all your nails, bolts, wires, springs, whatever you got on the ground, this thing will get. And because you can stick it on such a big outdoor forklift, it's got some protection to help it if you're going to be hitting the ground, because obviously this is for rougher terrain, because it's bigger forklifts, rougher terrain, that sort of thing. And it comes in, so the Forager XL comes in a couple different widths. This is the 31-inch model, but you can get it all the way up to a 47-inch, which, depending on your forklift. Some people like them past the wheel, some people don't. It's up to you and what you need to do, turning radius, that sort of thing. You can just figure that one out for yourself. But yeah, this is the 31-inch model. It comes out to 47 if you want a bigger one. So it gives you lots of options for different size forklifts, and this is a big enough magnet for nearly any application. I don't really know why else you would need something bigger than this for picking up metal debris. But if you have a big forklift and you're operating in rough conditions with lots of potholes and bumps and mud and whatever, this is going to be good. And another part with the mud is this has a wraparound function because the magnet is fully packed with ceramic. So if you hit the ground, any nails you collect on the bottom will get wrapped around to the sides of the magnet and it won't get dropped on the ground. So this is just an ideal one for really heavy duty applications. The Forager is, like I said before, was the heaviest duty forklift magnet, rear mounted forklift magnet on the market. because nobody sells them this big to begin with, and is the only one like it. But now we got the big brother, the XL, for even tougher jobs. So before, when we said, you know, this was the best, it was, and probably still is for most cases, but you got something really heavy duty, you got a big forklift, you got bad conditions you're driving in, this is gonna be the one you want. And we just hooked both of these up just to show the comparison. You can obviously see the size difference here. And the size of the magnet's astonishing. It's probably a little hard to tell on camera, but this is the big aluminum sleeve, little plastic sleeve. It's a big, you know, 4.5 versus 7x7. It's a big difference. But we got them both hooked up here, and we're just gonna probably run around and see what we can pick up.